Good morning, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, and I had a subscriber ask a question, which I'm going to flip in right here. What do I think about fitness YouTubers telling people that deload weeks are for pussies? Let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Let's do a little bit of crafting. Actually, today I'm just going to do busy work with this stuff, not crafting per se. And let's talk about this. All right, I don't actually watch enough fitness YouTubers to know who he's talking about. I'm going to make a few assumptions. But deload weeks are for pussies. Well, I guess all the NFL players in the world are pussies. I guess all the gold medal winning Olympic lifters and boxers and wrestlers and all these other top level strength athletes at the world level, many of them make millions and millions of dollars doing what they do. I guess they're all pussies. That's basically what they're saying. Because, you know what? Almost every single top athletic coach in the world uses deloads. Deloads aren't something that bodybuilders came up with. It's not something that fitness enthusiasts came up with. It's something that I believe actually Russian physiologists came up with. So I guess we're going to call these Russian lifters and the Russian coaches from the Cold War who were kicking our asses in the Olympics. They're all a bunch of pussies. You know, because yeah, Russian Olympic lifters are known for being pussies, right? Being pussies right up until they steal every fucking medal from us in the Olympics because they're stronger than us. So I guess that's what being a pussy is. Being bigger, stronger, and less hurt than everyone else around you is being a big fucking pussy. I'm not sure I follow the logic of these guys. You know what? Because many of these guys, they want to call NFL players and all the top level lifters and wrestlers and top boxers, again, in the Olympic level, they want to call them all pussies because they use deloads. Deloads are what every championship athlete in the world uses. If they're pussies, but all these guys, many of whom are bodybuilders, aren't pussies because they get up in a thong, they diet down like a girl, focus on being anorexic like a chick, focus upon how beautiful their body is, and they put panties on and cover themselves in oil and prance around on a stage. But they're badasses, and all the NFL players and Olympic strength athletes and contact sport athletes are pussies. You know, YouTube fitness really confuses me sometimes, and this is a perfect example. And let's stop and think about this for a minute. All these guys who are saying this, they're saying that you shouldn't deload. Deloads are for pussies. Deloads are for the weak. Yet, you know, strongest people in the world use deloads. The best coaches in the world all program deloads in their training. Deloads are there to avoid you getting injured. In fact, anyone who's starting to get joint pain, tendon pain, anything else who doesn't deload is a fucking idiot. Anyone who is training themselves and training others who doesn't realize that deloads are the best way, one of the best ways to prevent connective tissue damage and ripping muscles off the bone, who don't realize this are fucking idiots. And so let me ask you guys a question. Since we know that deloads not only help you make better gains, particularly if you're training really hard, they also are one of the most effective injury prevention methods. Why would anyone in their right mind listen to someone who badmouths deloads? You're literally dealing with someone who is going to eventually snap their own shit up, and their advice is going to snap your shit up. They're going to leave you weaker than you could be if you did overreaching, underreaching models, if you trained under those methods. And I'm not saying those methods are for everyone. That is a very intense form of training to overreach and underreach. And it does require a lot of discipline. It does require a lot of dedication to train that way compared to, you know, more laid-back training methods. So I'm not knocking anybody, though, who chooses not to train that way. But to imply that deloads are a problem or deloads are a negative, when you should know from any basic research of exercise science that deloads are going to give you the potential to be bigger, to be stronger, and they're going to greatly reduce your injury rates, pain, everything else. Why would you listen to such an ignoramus? Again, these guys with their overinflated egos of, oh, it's more hardcore to not deload. You know what, man? You know what's hardcore? Winning gold medals. You know it's hardcore? Winning the Super Bowl. You know it's not hardcore? Prancing around in your panties on a stage and filming it for YouTube. All right, that's not hardcore. Now, the training these guys do might be hardcore to get there, but their actual activity isn't. And you know what? Last time I checked, nothing in bodybuilding or any sort of physique-oriented endeavor that makes anywhere near the money or anywhere near the international and world recognition that many of these professional sports do. So I'm not sure where they're getting this idea that what they do is somehow more hardcore than the NFL or Olympic lifting at the world level. But they need to understand that by telling people not to deload, they are increasing their injury rates and they're reducing their size and strength potential, because deloads are an invaluable tool. And this isn't my opinion. My opinion's irrelevant. This is the opinion of most of the top level coaches and physiologists around the world. This is the opinion of researchers in exercise science who research this stuff. This is the opinion originally of a bunch of Russian Olympic lifting coaches who were kicking our asses in the Olympics. This is the opinion of, again, experts in the field. And this is the opinion of every world champion who's utilized these methods, that deloads are a normal part of training, and they're a normal part of hard training. In fact, I'm going to say that anyone who can get by indefinitely without doing deloads, no matter how hardcore they might be touting their training as being, if they haven't ripped something yet, they're not training as hard as they think they are, because they wouldn't be able to train for years and years on end without deloads if they were actually truly training hard. And a lot of these guys seem to think that going in and doing a bunch of little fluff and pump movements till they burn and hurt is hardcore training. But you don't see any of these guys doing 500-pound squats every day, 6 days in a row. You don't see these guys training like a real athlete. They come in and think that if they do 20 sets of curls and they burn and wrap a tourniquet around their arm, that they're training hard. Or that they're actually, inducing large amounts of workload on their body. No, guys, the fact that you guys have gotten away with training this way for years and years with no injuries, maybe you're not training as hard as you think you are if you're skipping deloads. Just putting it out there. Maybe you're not deadlifting heavy enough or frequently enough if you're getting by without doing deloads. But the ultimate thing is interesting. Look at all these guys who say stuff like this. Deloads are for pussies, yet you look and they got band-aids wrapped all over their body when they train. Why do they got band-aids wrapped all over their body? I'm talking about sleeves and wraps. Because they have little nagging injuries and inflammation from not deloading. They have little nagging injuries and inflammation from not knowing how to train correctly. And so ultimately my question becomes, if they can't even train without having to wear band-aids now because they've injured themselves repeatedly and don't understand what's causing it, what makes any of these guys think that they have any business telling anyone else how to train? They clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing with their lifting. They're clearly giving advice that's contrary to that of every top level coach around the world. They clearly don't know anything about exercise science, because again, they haven't even looked at what the best coaches do. They're completely clueless if they're making statements like that about deloads, and they're running around having to put band-aids all over their joints. Maybe they should rethink their own advice and realize they shouldn't be giving advice to other people, because they're walking around injured and hurt all the time. Well, why in the fuck should anybody listen to them? Alright guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.